This is the MLW Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I am a very tired Adam Barnard, and he is also an equally tired Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to bed. Low Inside Baseball. We're recording on October 22nd. I can't believe it's the 22nd
Tell
already.
me about it, dude. Tell me.
9:58 a.m. Morning after Mrs. Meanie and I went and saw Billy and the Smashing Pumpkins down at the Wells Fargo Center, which just happened to be directly across the street from Game 3 of the National League Championship Series, Phillies Padres. Which and for the people who care, Temple football played.
Yeah.
At the link, and all the people are like, "Oh, and then Temple." Yeah, I think the Smashing Pumpkins outdrew Temple.
Oh,
so,
wow! Wow.
So, yeah, there's that. But Philly was a thing last night, like a vibe last night. So we're walking through, and I had to rock my Phillies gear and stuff like that. So
yeah,
but just to walk through the city during this time of year with everything that's going on between the Eagles and the Phillies, there's such a good vibe.
Yeah.
Just it's amazing. But, we walked by, Citizens Bank Park. I gave him a little blessing, and then went over to Smashing Pumpkins. And I was kind of bummed out. I was supposed to be Smashing Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction. But there's apparently an injury. Somebody got injured, and Jane's Addiction pulled out, which I was bummed, but I'm also like, well, the concert will end early, and I could get to see the end of the game. So, and that's exactly what happened. We watched Smashing Pumpkins put on an amazing concert. If you haven't seen them, please go see them. They, Smash. Well, the point I'm trying to fucking make is they did a really amazing cover, a reimagined cover of Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Sounds nothing like the original, but it sounds fucking amazing.
Oh, that's probably sick, dude.
Big fan of cover tunes, but when people reimagine them and make them their own, fucking amazing. I hopefully there's a good quality recording of it so I can make an MP3 of it.
Yeah.
So, but feeling good, feeling tired. I'm here with the what's up, Lucha? What's up, Vanessa? What's up, Bailey? Or I'm sorry, Dragonmart in the chat there. I don't want to blow your cover. I don't want to pull off your mask.
That's a shoot name, brother.
Yeah. Pod Squad here on a beautiful Saturday morning with you and everybody listening at home on this fine Monday morning when it drops.
Right.
But feeling good. How about you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. It was it's been a long and arduous week here, but it is we're getting better. I was going to say, as a note, it looks like Dave Navarro was the one from Jane's Addiction who had to pull out because he's got COVID symptoms, and he was initially hopefully that he was going to be a part of the tour, and he is still not well. So best wishes to Mr. Dave Navarro. Hopefully quick recovery from that, because that is a bitch. I have been there, and it sucks. So I'm hoping that, all is well with you soon. Phillies beat the Padres last night. Well, I guess it's, Friday night, really, if you're listening to this on Monday. Beat them on Friday night, 4-2. We'll know the results of today's game, Saturday and Sunday's game, and possibly be talking about the Phillies in the World Series again next week. So
my way of talking about without being the jinx is I've been tweeting, man, I would really love to have an opportunity, a reason to drink beer on the corner of Broad and Shunk. For those not from Philadelphia,
The uninitiated, if you will.
Yeah. When the major thing. Oh, also good morning to little Jimmy from Nebraska.
Jimmy, what up, Jimmy?
Yeah, source and level in the house. For those not familiar with Philly, I'm going to teach you a little bit about my culture. When something major happens, like a sporting event, like say, if in the past, without being a jinx, when the Phillies, would win the National League title to go to the World Series, everybody rushes. Broad Street runs north and south in Philly. In South, if you're in South Philly, it's Broad Street up to City Hall. That's South Philly, Center City. North of that is North Philly. So, and people who live like east and west of Broad just fucking converge on Broad Street and celebrate. And in the past, say when the Phillies won the World Series, same thing would happen. Now, like anything, like when the Eagles went to, won the National League in football, go to Broad Street. When they won the Super Bowl, we all went to Broad Street. Same with the Flyers, Sixers, all that good stuff. So I'm hoping that the Phillies are up 2-1, which really should be
3-0. Yeah.
Yeah, some shady pitching, unfortunately not shady pitching, but just
not great calls.
Not great pitching by Aaron Nolan game 2, but you score 5 runs, you should be able to win. But I'm hoping within the next day or two. Well, hopefully Sunday I'll be day drinking on Broad Street tomorrow.
Meanie, we'll be releasing this episode, and Meanie will still be drunk on Monday morning.
Yeah, I might do a live run-in on a taped fucking show. Who knows? I'll be that fucking lit.
I just need you to yell Baba Booey on some live news channel. That's all I need you to do. Go Phil's Baba Booey.
Dude, I did that. There was a weekend where the Philly totally owned New York in sports. I forgot what. I know that was the weekend of the Miracle in the Meadowlands. The Eagles were down like 27 points and they came back and won and within like 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. And something happened in baseball. I want to say Phillies, Mets, or what. I don't know. I forget what it was. But I was up in New York and like there was like, the row of like news reporters like, joke, just like behind the cameras, like, Baba Bowie, Giants choked.
That's great.
That was my shout out to Joe, my tribute to Joey Boots from the Howard Stern show.
That's right.
Who would do newscasts.
Yep. Was it Gust of Wind?
Yes.
Gust of Wind from Howard Stern's asshole. And
yeah.
In the middle of the wildfires. That shit was so good, man. I remember watching it and be like, holy shit. I can't believe they got away with that.
Yeah. I feel for the reporters, but still, it's amusing.
It should teach them to stop taking live calls on the air. But listen, Meanie, while we're talking about Philadelphia and some things that are going on in the world, there's a big story that broke recently, and I know we have to talk about it. I know it's been in the news a lot. There's been a lot of folks that have really been talking about it, like, is this right? Is this wrong? Like, what are we going to do? And I think we owe it to the fans of our programming to discuss this. Barstool Philly came out with a list about the top 10 best cuisine in Philly. Swerve, bro. And I wanted to talk to you. We'll get there. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that too. But I wanted to run this by you to see what you thought about this list. And I have some feelings about it. As a Philadelphian.
These are the important topics.
Right. These are the ones, the hard-hitting things you can get when you listen to us. Sign up right now at patreon.com/mindofthemeanie, and you can watch us talk about this.
The important topics and the important toppings.
That's right, because that's where we're going right here. So number 10 is a primo Italian hoagie. Number 9 is, what's that?
Which I had just talked about last week with the primo, primo pilgrim. I had a primo Italian.
Yep.
And turkey. So I'm a fucking turkey mark. I love turkey. eat the fuck out of a fucking turkey hoagie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Give me a turkey hoagie with some mayonnaise and some fucking lettuce and tomato on top of that shit. No cheese. Yeah. Leave the fucking cheese off of it. God. It has to be done right, though. Yeah, fucking hell. Number 9 is Philly Pretzel Factory. Number 8 is Federal Donuts. Number 7 is Rita's Water Ice. Number 6 is McGillen's Ale House Meatloaf. Number 5 is Lorenzo's Pizza. Number 4 is Angelo's Cheesesteak. Then rounding out the top 3 is the Wawa Gobbler, John's Roast Pork Cheesesteak, and number 1 on top of the list is Chickies and Pete's Crab Fries. Meaning, let's pull this list apart.
Let's dissect it.
And let's see. Number 10. I mean, I have to say right off the bat, I don't believe that the Wawa Gobbler owns that spot at number 3. It doesn't.
That should be 10.
Yeah, at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah, like I said, like we were talking last week, I had the Primo's Pilgrim versus the Wawa Gobbler, and fucking Primo's is definitely better.
Superior in every way. I feel like Primo's is superior in every way to Wawa with their food anymore.
I love Wawa, but, Wawa's a good, shit, I don't have anything to eat kind of meal.
Yeah.
And, they're kind of skimping on the meat. There's, okay, for those, not, for those under 49, not from Philly, Wawa used to actually be like a convenience store. You go in, you get your cold cuts and all this, that, and the other thing. You get your milk and stuff, but it's grew into this bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have it, you become this bigger thing, you kind of have to skimp on the quality of what got you to the dance.
Yeah.
And it's not horrible, but
it's not what it used to be, and we've talked about it before on the show, which you can check out, like I said, at the archive, mindofthemeanie.com. Go there and listen to all the shows. But Wawa used to, there was one in Richboro, about 10 minutes from where I lived and grew up in Bucks County. And it was like a real deal deli and a supermarket almost. It was like a tiny little, like a deli place. And you could go in and get your cold cuts, get your sandwich. They would make everything right there. I remember it was a big deal when they put the screens in, the automated screens to order from. It was, they were like, holy shit, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this. So they used to take it on the pen and pad and, and then it started to grow. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Like as soon as industry, as a company grows, typically the first thing, especially in food product or in one of these types of things, the first thing that typically goes to the wayside is the quality of the food.
Yeah. And
it sucks because Wawa used to be fucking the place to go.
And that's why when I go to coffee, I go to Wawa and get coffee, I take creamers even though I don't need it. I was like, fuck these people.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck them. They have enough fucking creamers.
You're charging me $8 for a hoagie that has like a thin layer of meat, thin layer of cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, stuff all them shits in your pocket, man. They have enough. They have enough fucking creamers and product that they can get away with.
I have a hefty bag full of Wawa utensils in the trunk of my car for a case I'm out and I'm eating.
I love it. This just in.
Yeah.
This just in, the Blue Meanie from ECW and WWE fame arrested for 6 pounds of silverware.
Yeah, they gonna put me in thumb cuffs. What the fuck?
There he is doing his pep walk. No, I don't believe.
No birds.
Yeah. Time for the news.
Yeah.
Gotta throw that old timey shit in there. No, I think this just in coming across the wire. Blue Meanie farts and blows his asshole out. We're getting news. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, hot. Got my pants.
Yeah.
Light.
There goes the troops. Wave them off, boys. Let's take care of Hitler. Oh, man. That's good shit. I could do that all day, guys. If you want to hear more of it, sign up at patreon.com/mindofthemeanie and we'll do some fake news for you. Federal Donuts, man. I think Federal Donuts should be in the top 3. I have long been a proponent of Federal Donuts. Their donuts and their chicken sandwiches are absolutely fucking incredible.
I am embarrassed to say I have not had Federal Donuts.
Okay. So we're going to record this. We're going to go. You and I are going to walk to fucking, where's it at? Where's the closest one to you?
There's one on South Street now.
South Street. Boom. We'll meet at South Street. We're going to record it. It's fucking, they have a chicken sandwich, like a fried chicken sandwich. that's on a King's Hawaiian roll. They have like it's what's called rooster sauce, so it's like kind of spicy. Pickles and cheese on top of this. And you're like, what the fuck am I eating? This sounds horrific. And then you eat it and you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
Oh, sounds amazing.
So we're definitely going to have to do this.
I was going to have you repeat that, but slower.
So first, they start with. Where's that? Yeah. Where's the Manscaped music? First, they start with. Yeah. No, but I mean, it's an incredible place. I definitely feel like at least in the top 5 as far as Philly cuisine goes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, definitely. Definitely over chicken crab fries.
Yeah, I get like crab fries are just like it's just fries with Old Bay on it. Like, why is it? It's great. Like, Chickies and Pete's is fucking awesome, but like, why is it
good? But not number one.
I honestly, go ahead.
No, yeah, no. Well, look, I mentioned this. And I was like, I forget who I was talking to. I was like, you know what's popular in Philly? The crab fries, blah, blah, blah. Somebody had to go, well, in Maryland. Fuck Maryland, all right?
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody said anything.
I didn't say Philly invented Old Bay. I didn't say it. I said it's popular.
Right.
Popular doesn't mean invented, you dumb fuck.
Get your fucking head out of your ass.
I didn't say all that. I internalized all that as I stared at the person. But
just fucking staring daggers right through him, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I will fuck you till
I'm gonna stare fuck your eyes out, pal.
I'll stare fuck and no sell a motherfucker all at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Federal Donuts definitely I would put way ahead of Chicky's crab fries. Chicky and Pete's is all right, but again,
it's a name.
For what they charge and what you get besides diarrhea, it's just it's all right. It's okay.
It's a name though. I feel like it's a brand, pal. It's like it's the same thing as Wawa. Like it's someone who knew how to brand themselves, but it's not bad. Like, I'm not shitting on Chickies and Pete's, but I don't think it's necessarily like the cuisine of Philadelphia. I would say honestly, like I would have put Angelo's cheesesteak at the top of that.
Again, I haven't had one of those either, but
in a long time. Honestly, Cleaver's probably belongs on this list too, as far as like the best of the best.
Fuck, there's so many good places in South Philly.
Yeah,
it makes this list hard.
What we should do. What we should do is this should be a running series for us on the Patreon. We should hit all 10 of these spots and get this food and be like really dissect and pull it apart and be like, all right, let's rank this shit. Exactly whatever they have on the list is exactly what we're going to eat, and we'll decide. Because I feel like McGillen's Ale House, I would say you probably get something better at the Oregon Diner.
Dude, that's why, hey, I'm visiting Philly where you go, let's go to the Oregon Diner.
Yeah. That's the spot, man.
The food's good. The staff is great. You might have, little case of the Hershey squirts afterwards, but
depends on what you get.
Yeah. Welcome to Philly.
Shackelford wants to know if Italian water ice is on there. And yes, Rita's Italian ice is on this list at number 7.
Okay. Like 7, all right.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is all, we're just riffing here. This is all subjective and all, but I definitely have my opinions on this. There's a lot of places that I feel like they miss, but that's like every list, You put out a list of top 5 wrestlers and somebody's like, what about Kenny Omega? Why is Kenny Omega at number 4? But because we're from Philadelphia and we have a chip on our shoulder because all of our teams are winning right now and our cuisine is the best period on period earth, period, we can do this.
Well, it's funny. I went to see Smashing Pumpkins last night, and sometimes Billy will throw it over to guitarist James Iha, who always pops me because he's so just deadpan and like, woo, having a good time. Just, like, yeah, happy to be here, Philly. We're going to have some cheesesteaks. And that was always, it's like his delivery and his deadpan is just fucking perfect.
That's amazing. McCuskers unfortunately did not make the list, which it should have.
Well, to be fair, they don't serve food anymore.
True. Yep. There's a lot
but you can order food to them. They don't care if you bring outside food.
Oh, so it's like a Jake's Bar setup in Westchester. You can bring in food, but you just can't. They don't make it there.
They're like, look, as long as I don't have to fucking cook it, you can bring it and eat it. I don't get it. Just buy some beer.
Yeah, just buy something at the bar. I don't care.
I used to have food, but then it became a distraction because, they'd have to run off and make the food. And then somebody's waiting for a beer. And it's like, it became a thing.
Yeah. So what do you think? What would you put at the top of that list? The Barstool Philly list. What would your
all-time Philly cuisine?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good Italian joints on fucking Pat Shunk I have too.
Right.
I can't name because I haven't been there in a while. John Joe's pork is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the fucking Philly cheesesteak, but the roast pork, man.
Yeah.
Got roast pork with sharp provolone and some broccoli, Rob. That and a beer and some chips.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, like we would get like a sandwich. Oh, fuck. How did I not mention this? Gooey Louie's here in South Philly. Do you know Gooey Louie's?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm sure I do. Gooey Louie. Here we go.
Here's a.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God, how did I miss this place?
You know what? Now I'm going to have to go on there and shame them.
Shame.
Yeah. Gooey Louie's is this little store in a strip mall here in South Philly. And they had the best fucking corned beef fucking sandwiches.
Oh, man.
The kind where you need a fork to finish it. Like from all the meat that falls off of it.
Wow.
I just reawakened the fucking thought. Me and Mrs. Meanie would go to Gooey Louie's, get a couple sandwiches, get a bag of chips, some soda. We'd go over to FDR Park, a.k.a. the Lakes, if you're local. Get a park bench and just have some sandwiches and, watch the sunset, and just then go for a walk around the lake and look at the ducks and the turtles and shit like that. But
see, now we're going to have to do this, man. We owe this to our listeners and our subscribers. We're going to have to map this out because obviously Rita's we won't be able to go to until the springtime, but that's okay because we have plenty of places to hit before that. Meanie and Adam eat Philadelphia food and we'll give you our rankings.
And Gooey Louie, man, how's that on the here's the fucking thing. The show Charles in Charge?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was based in Philly or Philly area.
Really?
Because I have this. There's an episode where they bring up. I went down to Gooey Louie's and got some sandwiches. I was like, "What the fuck?
What?"
Yeah.
It's in New Brunswick. They said it in New Brunswick.
Yeah, but so somebody went to Philly to get Gooey Louie's, and it's mentioned on the episode of Charles in Charge.
That's crazy.
And, like all the you go in there and they got a TV rolling of like all the travel food shows that would go in there. But yeah, Gooey Louie should be on the top of that fucking list.
That's crazy.
Best fucking corned beef sandwich, man. Fucking amazing.
What's
the Philly Pretzel Factory?
Philly. So we have starting from 10 and going to 1 in this order. Primo Italian Hoagie. Philly Pretzel Factory.
Philly Pretzel Factory. Oh, at what, 9?
At 9. Yep.
It's fair.
Number 8 is Federal Donuts.
Should be higher.
Number 7 is Rita's Italian Water Ice.
Yeah, it's maybe one lower.
McGillen's Ale House Meatloaf is number 6.
Don't know shit about that.
Number 5 is Lorenzo's Pizza.
Lorenzo's is a good fucking pizza.
That should be like number 2 or number 1.
I was just about to say Lorenzo's needs to be number 2. Dude, there's a time in my life, I call the dark years, where I drank way too much because I was just fucking depressed. Not out of control, but like I would go down to this bar on South Street called Mako's on Thursdays because it was $1 PBR night.
Wow.
And then like they close up the bar, but you can go over to Lorenzo's and get a slice. And by slice, their one slice is like 3 normal pizza slices.
Yeah.
Get 2 of those, eat those. It's some of the best fucking pizza I've ever. Like my buddy Judah Freelander was in town. He was playing the TLA, and he's from New York, and those people have bragging rights on pizza too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh man, what's to eat around here? I was like, let's go get some Lorenzo's. And he was like, you know what? This is actually pretty fucking good. I mean, coming from New York's supposed to be like, I know Connecticut tries to be king shit with the pizza, but stop it.
Yeah. Knock it off.
New York supposedly they say New York has the best pizza because of the water. Something in the water, just when they make the dough, it makes the dough better. So that's their bragging rights, to have good water to make fucking pizza dough. But I brought a New Yorker to Lorenzo's, and he gave it the fucking stamp of approval. They had like a fire in their back, but I haven't been there since they like reopened a couple of years ago, but I'm due now that I fucking mentioned it.
Yeah. I definitely need to. I know they have a Lorenzo's down here. What's that?
Lorenzo's Pizza is top 5.
Yeah, I would say top 3. They opened one down here on Gay Street in Westchester, and as soon as it opened, I was like, I cannot fucking wait to go to this restaurant. I cannot wait.
They're fucking sauce. I don't know what they do with that sauce, but it's amazing.
When we went to the CKY show at the TLA, we stumbled out of the TLA rather, and walked over to Lorenzo's and got some slices, and it was the best night ever.
Yeah.
You could take the slices and put a cheesesteak inside of it from Jim's, and you would eat it that way. And I'm sure you could still do it here in Westchester, but it's not nearly as good. But rounding out the list, number 5 is Lorenzo's Pizza. Number 4 is Angelo's Cheesesteak. Number 3 is Wawa Gobbler. Number 2 is John's Roast Pork Cheesesteak.
Oh, good. They are on there. All right.
Yeah, they're top 1, or they're in the top 2 rather. And then number 1 is Chickies and Pete's Crab Fries. So,
well, the thing with fucking John's Roast Pork is when you get here's how I judge a cheesesteak. If I pick it up, I do the whole thing where I look like I'm weighing it with my hand. I go, oh man, that's fucking got some heft to it. A good cheesesteak has to have some heft.
Yeah,
so
it's got to.
You pick it up, you're like, oh, maybe I'm getting weaker in my old age.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's put actual meat on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can, and I live like 10 minutes down the street from them. But my only beef with John's Roast Pork is sometimes you get a little fucking attitude in there.
Yeah.
Like I was getting this, I like to get their cheesesteak and egg.
Yeah.
They do a breakfast cheesesteak, egg. I was like, can I get some fried onions, broccoli raw? And the guy at the counter went, man, that's a lot. I was like, yeah, and I'm fucking paying you to cook it.
Wow. He said that to you?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Like, man, that's a lot of ingredients. Yeah, write them.
Yeah. Put them down on your notepad. That's what the fuck I just told you.
It was pen and pad. I was like, write them. I'm paying for it. And then like 2 seconds later, he like had whoever the guy was. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, and now that they got a new setup where you don't go inside, you have to order outside of the window. They think they're fucking Tony Luke's or Phil's. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, don't get too big for your fucking britches, pal, because we'll shut you down like we did the rest of it. These places around here.
Yeah, good sandwich, but like that, I stopped going to gyms because of the attitude. I took a friend there, and they were really rude to my guests. That not that I'm anybody, but if you go, hey, let's go have a good Philly cheesesteak, and I bring you to a place, you say something really fucking shitty to somebody. I was like, you know what? I wrote them off.
Yep,
you're done. Go fuck yourself.
That's right.
And you won't get you might have a line around the block, but you'll never get my dollar.
You're not going to. Yeah, I won't. If you're rude to me one time, man, that's why I don't go to Geno's or Pat's. Like, Geno's is a fucking, they're all up there. They've been up their own asses for years, but I don't go to Pat. I don't go to Pat's either. A, because it's not that great. If I'm down there, like if that's the only choice I have, I'm going to go to Pat's before I go to Geno's. Like, Geno's is the shit, dude.
Geno's, you're basically paying for their fucking electric bill with all that fucking neon.
They literally, like, it feels like they just slap it on the grill. Like, they take the big slices, it's like deli meat almost. They slice it, they slap it on, they throw it around, and it's all the shit show in the roll. And it's like, this is disgusting. I don't want this crap.
Yeah. You could land a plane on Passyunk Avenue just off their lights.
Can see it from outer space.
I mean, that it must have good PR because anytime like Monday Night Football is in town or any kind of event in town, they showed Pats and Gene. But Pats has the bragging rights. That Pats is supposed to be the corner that the cheesesteak was invented.
Yes. Yeah, Pat's is there before, I think. And then Gino's, that's why he made it so obnoxious, is because he was trying to pull attention from Pat's.
I think we call that overcompensation.
I believe we do. Yeah, and they overcompensate in the wrong areas because you should probably put it into your food.
Yeah,
your shit sucks. But speaking of,
I give Pat's the nod. I got a buddy who works there. My buddy Sam. He's a Philly cop. Good dude. Always looks out for me, and he's over there cooking, and he's like, "Gotta work." That just after work. He posts a photo of him out having lunch. He goes, "Gotta eat." Jim, my boy over there, he's really good. So I'll give Pat's the nod. I've had good times at Gino's too, but it's like you eat one and you're just like, yeah, I could have another one of those.
Yeah,
because that was the junior cheesesteak. Give me a fucking cheesesteak.
Give me something. Give me something that's gonna fuck me up, man. I want something that's gonna put me to sleep for 6 hours. Yeah, that's what I want. Speaking of fucked up and shit that's going crazy, kind of led with this and then swerved you, bro. Lots of news on the CM Punk debacle. Yeah. Our dearest friend Dave Meltzer is reporting. He reported. What's that?
The Melts.
He reported on yesterday, on Friday, that AEW and CM Punk are in talks regarding a buyout of the remainder of his contract. He has not been on any show, or involved with AEW since the backstage fight with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in September at All Out. According to Dave Meltzer, again, take everything that Dave says with a grain of salt. But actually, I probably believe what he says here. I would probably say that if anybody's got like the scoop on this kind of stuff with AEW, it would probably be Dave.
Right.
So I don't that's why I read that. I was like, oh no, that checks out. That tracks. But apparently the big holdup is the non-compete clause in Punk's contract. So now there's speculation that Punk may end up going back to Papa H's WWE. Let's pull this apart a little bit, Meanie. What are your thoughts on the buyout? And then we'll roll right into the question: do you think CM Punk goes back with Papa H to WWE?
Well, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? I read the story. Meltzer put it out, and my buddy Sean Ross Sapp put it out. Shout out to both to look for the shit we give Meltzer. If he reports something, it carries weight. So same with Sean Ross Sapp. He's I don't know, I'm squeezing one out there. I didn't know if we were going to have to take a break.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It would make sense. It's like, I guess he had one of those ironclad contracts, in order for him to go back, where they can't just cut him like WWE does. And then, well, I mean, even when WWE, releases you, they pay you the remainder of the contract. You just have a 90-day no compete or whatever. Something. I don't know. That's how it was when I was there. I got paid the remainder of my contract. I got to go to ECW because ECW was basically under the umbrella of WWE. So right. I got to double dip. So it would make sense. Buy him out. I'm trying to be careful of what I say, because then somebody, I forget who it was, somebody's like, man, the wrestling media got worked today or something like that, but I don't know what it was in reference to, because I was at the concert. I was kind of skimming my phone, in between songs, looking at Philly scores, and you would see like a random wrestling thing. But yeah, I mean, hey, they're going to buy him out. That makes, it makes sense, to where if you don't want somebody to be there who doesn't want to be there anymore.
Right.
That's just affects the locker room in a negative way. I mean, when I was there, granted, it was one day, and Punk was there. Everybody seemed happy. Everything seemed fine, and stuff like that. But if Punk wants out, it's a loss for AEW, in my opinion. He's the one who brought a lot of eyeball. He brought like the casual fans over. AEW was doing fine before him, but he definitely added to AEW, in my opinion. And he brought some star power, that people, some familiarity, Kenny and the Bucks and all them amazing talents. But there's you got to bring in somebody that, a broader audience can identify with, and Punk was definitely that guy. Yeah, he has a fighting spirit, so to speak. He's got punk rock ethics, which I respect. And it's just he was just put in a situation where he felt like he was going to AEW because of how they did things the right way, especially with the unfortunate death of Brody Lee and the fact that people kept that under wraps, stuff like that. He's like, man, that's amazing. Let me go join this amazing company. And then people kind of started undermining him, undermining Punk by, saying that he was getting Colt fired and all this stuff and leaking it through, the wrestling media, which kind of leaked out into the Twitterverse and all this stuff. And, he had no choice but to address it, when they bring him to that media scrum, and, he's facing his accusers, so to speak, in that media scrum. He walks in highly still emotional from a match. Like you can't have somebody who, comes right out of a ring, right to a media scrum and expect him to be, cool.
Right. Right.
So AEW kind of did things. It did Punk. I would say Punk got wrong. It was wronged in the situation. So, but if he's not going to be happy, he doesn't want to be there. He's not happy, and they're they don't want him to be angry in the locker room or whatever. They think it's going to infiltrate that, seep into the atmosphere of the locker room. It makes sense to say, hey, if you don't want to be here, we'll buy out, and then you could do whatever. I mean, I guess there's I don't know what that's the thing I'm tripping on is is non-compete just wrestling, or is it everything? Like, can he not do TV shows or movies or stuff like that? Which I don't think they would do that, but the fact that he doesn't want to non-compete for wrestling kind of raises the issue of, hey, maybe it's not WWE. Maybe he wants to have one last hurrah with New Japan or, somewhere else, he could probably, hey, I never worked I don't know if he never worked New Japan. Let me say that.
Yeah.
But hey, let me go to New Japan for a second here on the way out. Maybe finally, calling it a career. But dude, if he went back to WWE, that would be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Maybe the grass isn't always greener. He left WWE because he thought things weren't the right way. He goes to AEW, which he thought was going to be the right way, and turns out wrestling is wrestling.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah,
wrestling is high school, just televised and monetized. It's televised and monetized high school. Oh, did you hear what this said? Oh no, but I heard this. And playing chess or checkers. Depending on who. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Just the whole situation, there was like this really feel good feeling about Punk coming back to wrestling and going to AEW, and AEW being this upstart company. They've been around 3 years, but the bloom is off the rose.
Yeah.
And, it's all great in the beginning when, oh my God, they signed this guy. Oh my God, they signed that. Oh, they did this, they did that, blah, blah, blah. But now you got to kind of just, it's become like Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
You got like 2 of every wrestler in the world on the ship, and not enough spots on the show, and not enough, storylines to keep everybody happy. And some people fall by the wayside, and, there's other people, there's rumors of people want releases and stuff like that just so they can do something, but, like I said, hopefully Tony, approaches, like a JR or Tony Schiavone to be like head of talent relations.
Yeah.
And get things in order. And, hopefully he starts doing something with Ring of Honor where, he gets a full-time show. So where he can utilize all these talents that he has under contract,
Yeah.
He did the right thing, a couple weeks ago by, paying, Moxley, his champion. So it's one thing to say you're the best company in the world, but when your wrestling champion is wrestling on other promotions to supplement his income because you only run 1 day a week, it's not a good look.
No.
When I was in WWE, is right around the era where they were letting like some guys do indies.
Yep.
I would do shows with like Val Venus, Christian Edge would do some shows, and some guys would do the indies, but you would never see a Stone Cold Steve Austin on the indie, as world champion during the Attitude Era, So Tony did the right thing by shoring up his champion to make sure his champion's not on every other promotion but AEW's. He should have if you want to see John Moxley, you should have to pay to see AEW.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. And I know we kind of talked about that a little bit as far as Moxley goes. I don't see the value in having your champion, especially your champion, not just one of your biggest stars, but your champion doing other rounds at other promotions. I've never, like you said, you wouldn't see a Stone Cold, in New Japan. You wouldn't see a Stone Cold anywhere else except for on WWE programming.
Put it this way. The only other promotion I could possibly see Moxley working for and it being cool would be a New Japan. Like if you go back to the 80s, when WWF had an agreement with New Japan, like when Hulk was champion, he was over there in New Japan as WWE champion, wrestling Inoki. There's the infamous match where he accidentally knocked him out and knocked him to the floor, but they had a working agreement. Hogan went back there as WWF champion.
Right.
They acknowledged the WWF title, If Moxley went back to New Japan as AEW champion and brought AEW more awareness to Japan, so they get the international flavor. It becomes a legit world championship where he's defending on other continents, other countries, whatever. That'd be smart.
Yeah.
But or Mexico, he can, go down to save it for like the AAAs and the New Japans, people that you're actually AEW's actually partnering with, the FTRs, the AAA tag champs, stuff like that. They're the New Japan tag champs.
Yeah.
So that I would that would be good because that makes your wrestlers look like legit international. Not saying they aren't, but perception is everything.
Right.
So
makes them look like huge fucking stars. Right.
If I see, they're over in Japan right now with the AEW belts. Oh, they're down in Mexico with the AEW belts. It bolsters the visibility of AEW, not just a North American promotion, so to speak.
I guess as far as Punk goes, I don't necessarily know what the right move is. The more time I've had to kind of like reflect on it, I am in a lot more agreement with you as far as like how much is one person supposed to take as far as like shit talking. You know what I mean? Like how much nonsense can one person take before they have to say something, especially publicly, and in a position that he's in. But I definitely think the bloom is off the rose with AEW.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I feel like he's damaged a lot of his goodwill too because of this. And maybe not necessarily because of anything he did, but I think the situation is just like, well, you know, not everybody's high on Punk anymore.
Right.
Omega and the Bucks are incredibly talented guys. They're not my cup of tea. I don't see the upside for either or any of them coming back at this point. I'm sure they will, but in my head, I'm like, why bother? You know, like why come back?
How long has Omega been back?
Well, he came out and like, it felt like nobody cared. I think it was only like a month and a half when he was back.
I'm just saying he came back and I haven't heard anything else.
Yeah.
One of their top stars out with an injury comes back in a 6-man.
Right. Not a fucking peep.
But you're burying not you.
No, yeah, not me. No.
Punk wins the AEW World Title. His first television appearance as AEW champion is in the fucking 6-man.
Why?
Where he ends up getting injured. Kenny Omega out with injury. He did a big speech, walked away. His big comeback is in a fucking 6-man.
Like, who cares? Like, why are you putting him in a six? Like, why do you need a trios title? Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Kenny Omega was one of your top champions.
Again, yeah, he went and got suspended. So, yeah, there's that. But, you know, there's just, we have all this talent. They have these opportunities, and somehow things get buried. Like when Punk won the AEW World Title, his first appearance should have just been coming, and I hate when WWE does it, but open up fucking Dynamite with coming out with the belt and do a promo and set up maybe a world title match later on that night or for Rampage on Friday.
Yeah.
Try to bolster the Rampage ratings, stuff like that. But just so many things could be done. They're a good promotion. Just things could be done better.
So here's some breaking news. I don't have the news button. You'll have to hit it for us on your side. Fightful Select is reporting that sources in WWE are stating that Triple H is open to anything within reason creatively in regards to CM Punk.
Okay, I was going to say in regards to
CM Punk coming back. Of course he would be.
He'd be insane not to.
Could you imagine Punk versus Roman right now as the tribal chief? Cody is still out. We don't know when he's coming back. Bray is still being developed. I don't see necessarily Strowman as a challenger yet at this point.
I need to catch up on some of the shows.
Who could they have Strowman in a match set up with Omos that's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Logan Paul is fighting Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. But really, I mean, outside of Cody, like, are they building Karrion Kross? I don't think he's ready yet. I think they're still developing his character. They're still putting him over with Drew. There isn't a ton of people left. I mean, imagine throwing CM Punk into the mix when you think Cody Rhodes is going to overtake it. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. And it would be a big fucking deal on the other side with, taking their biggest star from AEW. But I don't even know, like, what other mountains does CM Punk have to climb?
I mean, if he's going to, have a final year or two, kind of like Edge announced his retirement, within, he said, next year I'm going to have my last match in Toronto. If Punk can come back and say, hey, you know what, have it like a year run.
Yeah.
I want to have my last match in Chicago. Because he's kind of flirted with the WWE. He's doing that after show on Fox where I wasn't a WWE employee. I was an employee of Fox. Okay. But you're talking WWE.
Right.
With WWE on-star personalities. Okay, Phil. But yeah, fuck it. Yeah, it's a new regime, WWE. Apparently, everybody's happy now. not saying anything bad about Vince, but I love Vince. I'm sorry. I grew up on the product. I grew up with him as my play-by. Did he do some shitty stuff? Okay. But that's, never, never meet your heroes or learn about your heroes, because if you're going to hate WWE for that, just throw out every DVD, throw out every record, throw out every piece of music. Like Bill Hicks said, if you're not going to like, an artist because they did drugs, throw out all your records, because good chances are your favorite musician was high as shit when they made that fucking record.
Yep.
But that's what's, there's a shitty side to business too. But Vince, the reason why pro wrestling is as high of a profile as it is because of Vince. Yep. So now that Vince is gone, and maybe that was the main thing of Punk's contention with the company, and it's just Paul. And I'm sure, Punk still has friends at WWE who are saying, hey, things have kind of changed now.
Yeah.
He was at StarCast, and when Mike Johnson told him that, people actually get days off, he fucking sat there in stunned silence, like, what? That's all I wanted was a day off, you know?
Yeah.
Just like suicidal tendencies. I just wanted a Pepsi.
Yep. Yep. I mean, again, I'm all about watching CM Punk return anywhere. But again, I don't necessarily know if I'm on Team Elite with all of this. But I hope it gets figured out. But I do have one question for you, Meanie. If I may.
Yeah, of course.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget, tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear yourself, or not yourself, but your question asked on the program. Little Jimmy from Nebraska wants to know, hey, Adam and Meanie, do you and your families have costumes picked out for Halloween? Meanie, what are you going as for Halloween?
Halloween is Mrs. Meanie's WrestleMania.
Yes.
We kind of haven't really done much in the last couple of years just because of everything. I don't need to explain, with the shutdown and all that. And her costumes were so good that, like, when we go to the McCusker's Halloween party, we were not allowed to win. They were like, look, you're going to win. If we let you win every year, you're going to win it. If we play by the rules, you're going to win every year. We want people who have never been here to, win or whatever. So, but with that said, she's working on something. She's got a couple ideas. Got like a week left. Normally she starts planning out in March what we're going to do for Halloween, but just getting back into the thick of things. But we have a few ideas. We usually don't like to let people know until we unveil it, brother.
Yeah, don't want to give it away, brother.
We kayfabe in the Meanie household.
I'm trying to think. I think the kids have. I think Danny's going as Pikachu this year. James is going to be the Fiend because he just hasn't stopped talking about Bray Wyatt since his return. Sophie's going to be a witch, and I'm just going to throw my college sweatshirt on, the one that says college on it, and go as Blutarski, because as a dad, this is all about them, man. So as long as they have what they need and they're all dressed up, and
Bluto.
That's right. As long as they're dressed up, they got what they need, and then we're good. Courtney and I typically don't usually dress up because we're not as coordinated as we'd like to be. Like as far as like couple costumes and shit. We were supposed to go to a Halloween party. But she ended up getting into an art show in Kennett Square, and we had a really deep cut. It was a cartoon party. Like, you had to dress up as your favorite cartoon, and The Critic is my favorite cartoon. I don't know if you've seen that show with John Lovitz yet. We were gonna go as Beauty and King Dork, and was like, super super niche, super deep cut, and I was like, this is gonna be great. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out, so we will definitely have to do that another time. Let's see. Andy Schlichter wants to know, does anything compare to playoff baseball stress?
No. Maybe hockey, but like I mean, playoff baseball stress is more intense because every pitch that pitcher throws counts. And in baseball, one team scoring 1 run might as well be 3 runs.
Yeah.
Like mentally. Dude, since I got it queued up and we're talking about playoff baseball.
Oh, yeah. We should definitely play this.
So let me see. Shout out to at Chef87 or Streff. I can't read. At STREFF97 on Twitter. Speaking of playoff baseball and stress, but when some good happens in the Sound, this guy lives a mile away from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, and he went outside and recorded the final out. This is what it sounds like. This is what the Phillies sounds like a mile away from Citizens Bank Park in South Philly. So here, listen to this.
Crazy.
Fireworks. That's amazing, right?
It's incredible. And
it's
you feel that shit when you're there too. Like you can, and there's a specific vibe to it too,
Yeah. So I'll say anxiety, because if playoff football, you got a week in between, and you can kind of tell how the momentum of the game's going.
Yeah.
But playoff baseball, every fucking pitch counts. Fucking Adam Schwarber hit a fucking home run first at bat, and Philadelphia just became unfucking glued.
Yep.
And, there's a game tonight, and I will be on my couch, twisted in various positions as to not be the jinx.
Get your iced tea bottle ready.
Yeah.
For pee time.
Yeah. Just, dude, fucking, there's been times where the team's doing something good, and I'll switch positions, and then like something bad will happen. I go, oh fuck! I go back to the original position, like that, like it has anything to do with it. Like it has anything to do with it. But Philly playoff baseball, highly stressful. It's right up there with hockey. I think hockey's pretty high stress too, because the puck and ice is just, it's got a mind of its own. Last night, Alec Boehm went to catch a routine fucking grounder, and for some reason there's some English on the baseball. He went to go get it, and it just curved to the right, so he had to fucking dive for something that should have been a routine play and throw it to first.
Wow. Even
the play-by-play guys, like, man, that's not on him. That ball just was spinning a certain way. You put a puck on ice.
Yep.
It's a little divot and bounces above your stick, and you're like, holy shit, what the fuck? My when I'm watching a Phillies game, my asshole is giving my underwear a hickey. It's totally giving my underwear a hickey.
Oh my God.
High stress.
Oh man. Well, Meanie, I want to say thank you for answering our questions this week, and thank you for being here with us, sir. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Well, tonight you can find me on my couch, watching Phillies play playoff baseball. But if you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which I'll figure out somehow, at Blue Meanie BWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go over to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. I just had a couple sales this morning. Always does my heart good to get some notifications over there, especially the Meanie the Meanie 1984 shirt that this came out.
Yeah, that is really dope.
Also, if you want to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Get some great Mind of the Meanie merchandise over there. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie. Save 10%. Rod Hicks is doing an amazing job over there. So go see collarandelbowbrand.com. If you want to look good, but if you look good, but you want to smell good, go to madcatbeardcare.com. If you're a bearded fellow like myself, or have somebody in your life who is, got some beard strength, like myself. I'm so, but go to madcatbeardcare.com. Get the blue spruce. They got beard oils and beard balms. Josh Thornton doing an amazing job over there. All the proceeds going to take care of feral cats. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, gets them, taken care of. And the Mad Cat Beard Care oils and balms help fund those. I can't think of words. It helps funds the kitties.
There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to Jim Nilsson over at glaciersofice.com. Jim Nilsson, glaciersofice.com. My boy made us a 3 of 3 only handmade custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair of sneakers takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. If you want to see how he does it, not exactly, he's not going to give away all his tips and tricks, but some progress photos, videos. Follow him at GOI Kicks on all forms of social media. That's GOI Kicks. And see Jim's over there making his sneakers. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Go over to Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. And I'll have something nice, to say, wherever it is. I just don't want to be mean. Don't make me be mean. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Oh, thank you. You are too kind, sir. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @thisisgoober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal. You can also check me out on my secondary show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net and check out all of my content and interviews there. Patreon.com/mindofthemeanie, ProWrestlingTees.com/mindofthemeanie, and ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Help us keep the lights on in Casa DeMeanie and at the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Blue Meanie, I want to thank you again so much for being here and doing this lovely program with us, Pod Squad. We cannot thank you enough. You keep us working here and moving. For the Blue Meanie, I'm Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order
of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor. Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.